phthalates. Zero phthalates. What up? It's your boy, Phthalates Info. There's zero gluten in this. Come on. What is there though? Zero propylene glycol, zero dyes, zero sulfates. There's also zero phthalates. For best results, work into lather and massage skin, then rinse. That's best results. Plant-based ingredients, spearmint, dimethylloramide. Why do you have to add that? Why couldn't you just add peppermint leaves? Aqua, otherwise known as water, or O. It's not aqua, it's agua. But I don't know why we changed the spelling on so many words from other languages that it makes no sense. If it should translate like, I'll give you an example. Star, water, earth should only be called star, water, and earth in every language. It's just that easy to name it that and call it that and continuously have. You don't have to colonize each country, but the dialect that was created is so stupid. And that's how they dumbed us down. Well, they dumbed you guys down. The ones that don't get what I'm saying right now, you're the ones that I'm talking about. The ones that get me, they're like, yeah, how come star is étoile in French and in whatever other language is a different name? Because they're trying to confuse you and stop the, do you know the most powerful thing about humans? Is we all have the ability to teach each other, right? And some of us have, bad posture, some of us have bad mannerisms, some of us are bad. And it takes other people to teach those people to be good, to sit up straight, to walk, to run every day, right? So people influence each other negatively daily, right? I try and help people grow as a person while others put me down every day. Put me absolutely down every day. I don't hear people commenting saying, he does so much, for his wife, for his family, at a drop of a hat, he'll be there. He never goes out drinking. He's never missed a family function once in his life. That's a boss. But no, I'm treated like a simpleton, like what you guys should be treated like, who aren't family oriented, who don't do everything for their family, who won't drop all their money and do everything for their family with their money. That's me. I'm the one that's giving my family my money and getting nothing in return. I'm not talking about my wife. I'm talking about just every person in my family, or that thinks they're my family, technically isn't. How many times have you said, hey, anything, right? How many times has a person been like, hey, what did you want for Christmas, Sean? Hey, what could, I'm so just like drained with how pathetic most people treat me, right? So, and I'm not a greed-driven person. It's been 20 years plus since I've had a gift that I actually asked for, but I've never asked for anything, right? I haven't had a gift because I don't ask, right? Meanwhile, people are getting gifts that do nothing for others, that it just shows the thoughtless nature of majority of people, and I don't care, right? Like, I don't like clothing. All I get from my family is like a t-shirt once a year or something. Every 7 years I get a fucking $7 knockoff t-shirt instead of like a real gift, right? My mom got me a $500 laptop 3 years ago for Christmas, and then she also got me a cell phone two years ago, roughly. My wife got me a cell phone for Christmas. But like, I love technology, you know? Like, I love electronics. I love glass, you know? I'm a big fan of glass. Now I have all the glass I'll ever need, so I definitely don't want any glass. But, and I have a nice computer now and stuff, but it's like, people could have gathered together, banded together, to get me a gift card. If you're too cheap to get a $50 or $150 or $500 gift card for me because I'm worthless to you, that's fine. Like, I thought maybe people might understand, like, there are places you could give somebody a gift card to, that if y'all put your name on a card, but no, it's just everybody else but me gets gifts, you know? So I don't care anymore. I gotta get out of like this position I'm in where I'm forced to be around people that I don't like, and that's changing today. I'm changing my life. I'm contacting people and making changes to better myself forever right after this live stream. Done all the yard work and everything else, so I figured I'd take a bath. Couple more things to do in the front, but it won't take me long. But the back was a big problem for me. Got it all done. Kitty litter's good, kitchen's clean. Now the wife says I have to clean the desk, my computer desk in the living room, so that'll take me 5 minutes. It's literally just some electronics I have over there and a couple pieces of paperwork, you know. I'll get that out of the way, and then she's mint. Start setting up the new desk, and, like, you know, the new desk and the new station there. I gotta put up one of these shelves. I got a $200 floating shelf from IKEA. It's like 20 feet long. I'm gonna put that up this weekend. I gotta take down a mirror that's in its place, put that shelf up, and I don't know where the mirror is gonna go. I might put the mirror on the other side of the wall, but it's doubtful because, well, I don't want people, if they're watching the stream, to see what's going on outside of my place, so that won't happen. So what I'll do, because I have a window on the other side, so what I'll do is I'll put it somewhere in the basement or something. I have no idea right now. And then, it's Friday or Saturday, I'm gonna cut out the rug there, tie that up, take it to the dump, and put in the new click vinyl flooring from Costco. We got for like 66% off regular. I don't know how much it is, but she's expensive, and like 66% off. So we can do the math. It's 66% more than $450 or something, $550. I don't remember how much we paid. But that's just the flooring, and it's just for a bedroom floor. It's not like we're doing the living room in it. This is just a bedroom. It's a bigger bedroom, but it's not anything to brag about. It's just a big bedroom. 12 by 11 or something, 12 by 10, I wouldn't even know. Maybe 14 by, no, it's 13, no, it could be 14 by 10 or something, 14 by, or 12 and a half by, no, it has to be more than 12 that way, so, because there's a walk-in closet and it's about 2.5 feet. No, I shouldn't say it's walk-in, there's a closet, and it's a bit deeper than my older closet, so I would say it's about, 28 inches, 30, maybe 32 inches deep, maybe 34. I would say it's not quite 3 feet anyway. Maybe 6 inches off 3 feet. It's a 2.5 footer probably. No, it feels bigger than that, but I could be wrong. Anyway, there's that plus the room, so we've got like maybe 11 by 13 or 11 and a half by 13 or something. We got the flooring for that with an extra like 25 feet or 35 feet to, if we make a mistake, right? So now that that's done, like, that plan's in place, I gotta go outside today or tomorrow or Thursday, whenever it dries up the most. We do a couple things on the house there, and then that's done. And then I gotta shovel a few pails and put that against the house there, and that's done. Like a couple low spots. And when I mean low, it's just like an inch or two lower than the rest, but that's what we do, baby. And then I gotta do some other stuff. I gotta prune some trees, rake, and lay down some other manures and stuff this weekend. So I gotta get the raking done today, tomorrow, and the next day. It's a lot of area to rake. Probably like 3 or 4 garbage cans full of debris, like leaves, sticks. And plus I'm gonna trim a bunch of branches. There's another 3 huge garbage cans full. So yeah, and I still have some stuff to remove. So before you know it, I'll have about 4 yards of soil in 2 years with all the leaves and the sticks and the debris. So I won't need any soil at all until maybe the year that I move, like that spring or that fall, just to top up the garden. You know how it kind of slumps in a little bit. I might put some in, but for now it's perfect. I didn't even have to order any, so that's year 2. I didn't have to order any. Made do with what I have. So thankfully we have a lot of leaves, and thankfully they break down in 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, a year. So all my leaves, I had, I don't know, 10 to 20 garbage cans every 4 months, because I had the spring and then I had the fall. So I get 2 sets of leaves in 1 year. And because the trees don't shed all their leaves in the winter. There's still leaves on the trees here. They're very healthy, very strong, very powerful trees in this area. And I live, it's warmer. It's a warm area I live in, so they last longer. This is all facts. So what happens is I got a rake in the spring, and I have to pick up all the sticks like every week. There's so much sticks throughout the house, and I use a leaf blower because the trees are always shedding their leaves, then they're in pine cones, and then they lose all these different type of seeds and these things, and they go into the ground and they start to sprout. So you gotta leaf blow, and I broom them. I lightly broom them, and I do all kinds of stuff with them, man. Chuck them in my garden. I chuck them in my flower beds. I had some really good luck with germinating some of those seeds from the trees. So it's all blessings, right? Everything is a blessing. You have to know how to look at it, right? One person's problem or dilemma ends up being another person's forest that they profit off of. You know what I mean? And it's not by cutting it down. It's not by clear cutting. It's because it's so lush and beautiful. People want to buy that property, right? So that's beautiful. That's amazing. I had to cut a couple trees that were, in the way of some other trees and stuff. But and property as well. So everything I've done is just, to better the property. But I get tired, man. My hands get sore from sawing and stuff, and my back and my legs from standing on the ladder, ratcheting in on the sides of your shins, on the front of your shins. I'm a big guy, right? So sure, I can saw trees really fast, but you know what happens, right? Like, you're banging your body while you're hanging off a ladder, and most of the pain ends up on your legs. So you're pressing all your weight into the leg, trying to lean off the metal ladder is really fun. I tell you, if you haven't done it before, spend 4 hours doing that and let me know how bruised your legs are later. And then walk into stuff throughout the day later on when you're fatigued and tired, but you still have to shovel rocks and pitchfork a bunch of the garden to plant some stuff in there. Like, it's a lot of fun. And then you bang into stuff on the way, right? Oh, I'm telling you, my legs, my shins have taken a beating most of my life from soccer and hockey. Played floor hockey for decades, and road hockey, decades. Like, every day in the winter, on winter vacation, we just spend it outside from like 4 in the morning. Before the sun came up, there was 4 to 6 guys playing road hockey in the middle of the road. Car, we pull the nets to the side. car drive by real slow, waving at us, honking, saying how cool we are, you know what I mean? We rarely fired the puck back into Hondas and stuff like that. Most people got it, you know, they were like super cool with the fact kids were playing on the streets, right? And not being stupid, we were playing the game of hockey. They would be like, no, don't pause your game, go until someone scores. It was amazing. 5-minute plays till someone scored, guys just loving it, honking when we make saves and stuff. It's just super cool, you know, to grow up the way I grew up, you know, with a fan base. But to tell you the truth, most of the people that I grew up with watch the show, right? Like, not everyone, a lot of people I grew up with watch the show. They don't live in Manitoba anymore, so they get a real kick out of the fact they can see Winnipeg, Manitoba, and also they see the Hashman, you know, one of the greatest dudes who's ever lived, one of their best friends who's ever lived. I've never crossed them, you know. I never stole from anyone. I've never stolen, you know. That's to know that I have never stolen from any of you is remarkable, very remarkable. Majority of people that I've ever met have stolen something from me, right? Whether it was small, medium, or large. Remember, I'm so rich, I'll have a lie detector, you know what I mean? I'll be able to lie detect about 400 people. If you want something? First things first, I'm a lie detector, you know what I mean? That's some real questions to ask you. So, most people don't really get that stuff is kind of... There's only one real person in the room that knows the answer, and he can be bought off, just so we're clear, you know what I'm saying? So I've heard. Also, when they use that stuff, when they say it's inadmissible in court, it's still, you can even, like, judges that have left office, you know, Supreme Courts or whatever it is, they've even said that that type of thing has affected their decision. It's impact, I mean, it's obvious. You can just simply do a test with you and your wife and say, like, hey babe, out of 10, how much do you like that plant-based ice cream? You know, put a number in your head and count to 3, and we'll both say our numbers. Watch how one of you is swayed by the other one's number and willing to change it, or just changes it based off you saying your number, right? So that's the power of influence, people. That's why this is the reason in psychology some court cases are thrown out of court if the jury is known to have heard evidence about the person that may or may not be true, like if it was leaked. That type of thing can get a case thrown out of court, right? I don't know if you guys are actually aware of the laws and how it works, but these are the facts, okay? So now you know. I forget what that term is called, but it has to do with the jurors understanding what one side portrays as evidence, but hasn't been found to actually be, you know, legit. And I'll give you reasons for this. Planted evidence, number one. So why police can never talk about it. Give you an example. Something horrific happened to somebody, and a police officer stands in front of the TV and the cameras and says, on this day something horrific happened on this street, right? Doesn't matter what it is, something, okay? They can't disclose any part of the crime that they understand, not as evidence, well, as evidence at the time, right? Things that they've collected cannot be distributed among the media as fast as it's being collected by investigators. If it happens that happens, because it may point to something early on, but completely not be that by the end of the investigation. It just may be a broken bottle on the ground, and maybe somebody actually did cut their hand, right? And then somebody fell down the stairs later, or fell off a ladder outside on the rocks, whatever it is, right? But the early the early investigation is never something, the information that they find is never released to the public, because if it is, it can, if it goes to trial, it can really impact the decision before the jurors hear all the evidence that has been collected in the entirety, right? That's why it's important to wait till once all evidence has been collected. That's why they say it could take months, if not years, to find out what happened here, because they need a bunch of evidence that points at this, that, and the other. It's like the game of Clue. Which room, with what, and why, right? Was it a gas leak? What was it, right? Was it on purpose? Was it what? So they have to look at everything, right? And it's, to be honest, they're just trying to figure it out. I bet you they get it wrong a lot of the time. A lot of the time. It could be fake, or it could be looking like an accident, but it wasn't, right? So that's called, like, people who fake or do those types of things are called mechanics, and they're known worldwide as that, right? And they work for entities, people who talk, right? People who will have mechanics, work their life to try and. There's a movie called Mechanic with Jason Statham or whatever, and he plays this guy that makes accidents happen to rich people, or I would guess evil people. Like, it's a movie. I don't remember what happens in it, but that's what he does, right? Now, if you think that movie isn't based off people's actual lives, you're crazy. Like, that stuff actually happens. Anything political, there are people who, I gotta be careful here, but so I'm not scared. It's just there's like, they really don't want you to know this, right? So G.I. Joe, for instance, is often used as a mechanic, just so we're clear. G.I. Joes all over the world. So there'll be like X G.I. Joes, okay? That's always their thing, is their X. It's very sad, to have a life that's lived where that's all you do your entire life, and you've been trained to be that type of person. That's just evil, pure evil. You have people who are like that will never understand how evil all their actions entirely are. So, the thought of being evil, it disgusts me, So, but I will always stand up for my well-being and for others' well-being, right? Especially if it's somebody who's getting picked on and bullied. No, I don't stand around idly by. I know most of you don't do anything. You never stick up for somebody. I've seen it. I've seen hundreds of people in my life, in many scenarios, not stick up for the good person, right? I saw a couple. I saw one or two that actually stuck up for me, in the face of pure evil, saying the dumbest stuff, doing the dumbest stuff, getting put in jail for the dumbest stuff, and I stand up right in their face against them. That's a boss. That's a real man, right? And trust me when I say, you all have family members who are super, super crazy and evil. And you do nothing, right? You sit around, you stand around while they bully you. This bathwater is so dirty. I can't even believe it. I gotta get out of here. I gotta put antibacterial cream on my leg. I mean, when I say dirty, it's just, I don't even know if it's dirty. It's a little cloudy. But I was outside. Picking weeds. Barefoot picking weeds and garden. And then I had to water a couple things that didn't get rained on, believe it or not. That's how amazing having a forest is. There's stuff in the center often is still, if not bone dry, pretty dry, so that's a thing. gotta feed some of the fruit trees in the backyard today, so I gotta mix up 20 gallons of water. Do some math on that. Feed them some special food. You know, it's like maybe the 6th time this year I've fed them, but man, what a difference. Without feeding them, they're good and everything, but just night and day. In a week, you see that they're just like monstrous, and that's what I'm looking for. I want my fruit trees to be really, really big in a couple of years, So when people see it, they're like, whoa, look at that. This property shows so well in the summer. Like, I bet you if you were to sell this property 10 times in the summer and then 10 times in the fall, you would still always get over asking by whatever, a bit or a lot. I mean, I'm not going to brag, but it'll definitely sell for asking or more. Guaranteed. Just because of the area. I saw houses with nothing but grass in the backyard. I saw some houses with a pile of dirt in the backyard. And not even as big a house, definitely not as new or as nice, with an attached garage, so it's like a bunch of things playing against it. And it sold for over 4, so super happy about that, but still a ways away from where I want to be with selling this place, It's close, it's getting closer than ever. It's just like maybe, I would say 20 things, maybe 16 things away from being sold. But a lot of work that I have to do the work. And then a couple things I can't do, which that's fine. I'll go $4,000 and things I can't do, so that's nothing. And it's going to increase the value of the house because it'll make it look so much nicer, right? Even if we spend 6 to 8 on some of the things I'm thinking about, I think it'll really change the entirety of it. That's what I'm going for, I had to brush my teeth, brush my tongue, floss, and then make some toast. I guess toast and tomato for lunch. Have a protein shake there, just a glass of protein. Definitely a glass of electrolytes. And we should go. The head of the CDC, the level 4 CDC here in Winnipeg, was fired the other day. You won't see that on the evening news. So, absolutely corrupt. So, if all your grannies out there were telling you to go do this and that, have your grannies to go check out what happened to the guy who was running the level 4 CDC lab here in Winnipeg. He's fired. Yeah, people were misled and the sheets followed the liars.